Hello everyone, and today I want to talk about Neverwinter and my experience in the game, how it seemed so far, and what are the good parts and the bad parts of the game. The good parts. So considering its age, the game is still very populated and you will encounter players across your normal questing lines, and the community seems quite friendly and driven to do activities and helping newcomers. I was invited in a random guild and received a warm welcome, and members were helping each other and sharing tips and advice in the guild chat. The scenery and atmosphere is really nice considering the age of the game and outdated graphics, but the ambiance of the different maps feels very nice. Personally, I like the style and the art of the game, and it's kinda remind me of World of Warcraft. It's a free-to-play game which follows the classic Dungeon and Dragon model with lore surrounding this area. Most of the quests are voice acted, and the voice acting is surprisingly well done. The game has been reworked and revamped recently, as initially the level cap was 80 and now it has been reduced to a measly 20. This means you can get to the level cap in roughly 2 days and then focus on the end game. It has been reworked this way in an attempt to get closer to the real D&D experience, and speaking of experience, you no longer require it to level up, and the levels are granted as rewards when you follow the main quest lines. You have a variety of mounts and skins. The mounts are very useful and you get them early on. I've never thanked a game so much for offering a free mount in a game as much as this, as it has a big utility moving around. Armor designs and skins look pretty good as well, and there is some variety to them, and as well for the mounts. You can customize your fighting style quite a lot, as you can choose from different types of stats from gears. You got enchantments, which is a different screen with magic stones that gives you extra stats depending on your playstyle. You have a big number of passives which you unlock later in the game that you can further adapt to your playstyle, and you can also have a companion by your side that will fight alongside you or heal you, and there are several classes for companions as well. There's a lot of depth in customizing your playstyle and when it comes to combat, but it will require you some grinding to unlock everything. The bad? Well, it's fairly an old game and the graphics are outdated and the engine as well, although I like how it looks and the style of the graphics, as it might be nostalgic, but I know this might not appeal to the majority. Although you have a lot of passives, you do not have a lot of active skills in the game, and the combat is just dreadful for me, and I very much dislike it. You get a left and right click attack, which for me playing the priest had a weird delay in animations, which was kind of annoying. When you're fighting, mostly all of the time you will be surrounded by mobs, and the only way you cast your spell is by standing still. So you have a dodging spell as well, but that doesn't help that much when you're surrounded by enemies. You basically end up spamming 2 spells, as the basic attacks do next to no damage, and you will constantly need to check for your mana. In my case, this is the divinity, a meter in my class, to have enough in order to cast the spells or heals. As you don't receive any experience, fighting trash mobs is basically useless, and you can't really train them and hope you will lose aggro, as they rarely do. You have no motivation in killing the trash mobs, as the drops are mostly trash as well, and they just end up taking a lot of your time from the main quest objective, as you cannot use quest items or interact with objects, because if a mob sees you, you are automatically in combat mode and cannot interact with anything else. I had some weird bugs when monsters got stuck in the walls or objects, and other objects were not targetable or interactable, and I had to interact with the door to progress with the quest, but I was unable to do that as the game saw me as in combat, even though the mob was stuck further behind and not attacking me, and I was not able to attack it as well. But somehow I managed to glitch my companion in the wall to kill the mob, but that's something that can get very annoying very quickly. Quests are mediocre. Your basic styles of quests: kill a set amount of mobs, gather a set amount of items, kill a boss, and it does get boring and repetitive. You'll be doing quests to get a level up reward and get to level 20. Once you are at 20, you will get a sort of a progress bar, and when filled up, basically gaining a new level, you get a reward, so that's a way to make you keep grinding. It's very clearly pay to win. Just after a quick look in the Zen shop, which is the cash shop, and from items they sell, it's very much pay to win. Basically, there are races blocked behind the paywall, and if you get such a race, you will get a noticeable advantage in game, such as passive with damage, and You have loot boxes that drop like crazy from the mobs. I think I got like 30 plus boxes in just a few hours of gameplay, and the only way to open them is by getting keys from the cash shop. And of course, the game is very grindy. So in conclusion, it can be a fun game for a while if you like this type of D&D universe. Personally, I enjoy the atmosphere and ambience of the game, but the combat makes it hard for me to play it more than 1-2 hours constantly, as personally it feels very stiff and rigid, camera goes into weird angles at certain points, and generally how repetitive it gets. There's been some lashing out from the community, as with this massive change the game went through consisted in the removal and vaulting of several other maps and content of the game, which did not appeal to the veteran players, and I understand how this can affect you, as for most players I'm guessing this is a nostalgic ride and enjoyed the game for what it was the past 10 years, and now you're faced with this huge change. Once you hit level 20, the real grind begins, as you have separate adventures and D&D style campaigns that you can join. Some of them can be played on a weekly basis, but you need a certain amount of gear score to be able to complete them or join them. If you want to boost your experience in the game, you can do that by visiting the cash shop, of course, and getting the VIP status, which comes with a lot of different benefits as well. So if you're interested, try it out yourself, it's free. So I hope you enjoyed it, I hope this helps you. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.